Hello and welcome to Serendipity. I'm Jessalyn Wheelis, one of the children's librarians at the Summit Library. Our program today is entitled Food, Glorious Food. And the reason I decided to do a food program is that 1 week from Thursday is when we have Serendipity at 4 o'clock every Thursday, this Thursday the 18th. So 1 week from then is Thanksgiving, and at Thanksgiving we are thankful for so many wonderful foods that we eat, and that's why we're focusing on food today. We'll have a couple stories, including a paper cutting story with a rap rhyme, and we'll have a craft at the end for you to make at home. And those that come to the program at the library on this Thursday will make the craft there. Once there was a turkey who was very sad. He had no tail feathers, so he felt bad. How can I strut around and gobble if I have no tail feathers to make me wobble? I have these wings, but I'm too fat to fly. Why don't I have tail feathers? Why? Now all the other turkeys did not fail to laugh at the turkey who had no tail. "No tail, Tommy," they all teased, till the poor little turkey fell down on his knees. "Why don't I have tail feathers? If I did, I'd feel so much better." Now, the tail feather fairy flew by that way, and she heard the words the turkey did say. She waved her wand, said magic words, and tail feathers came flying to that bird. Now he's as happy as he can be. He struts around for all to see. His beautiful tail feathers make him wobble, and he calls out proudly, "Gobble, gobble, gobble." And that's the story of the no-tail turkey. This song was made popular a while ago by Cab Calloway. Everybody eats when they come to my house. The chickens are frying, Ryan. Try some spaghetti, Becky. I'll serve you some cheese and Ethan, 'cause everybody eats when they come to my house. Have some porgy, Georgie. How about some pyro, Lyra? Want some ice cream, Serena? Everybody eats when they come to my house. I'll make your favorite dishes, hoping the good food thrills ya. Work my hands to the bone in the kitchen alone. You better eat till it thrills ya. A sandwich of tuna for Julia, corn on the cobian for Fabian. Pie a la Brody. Everybody eats when they come to my house. A nice bowl of stew for Lucas. Try some of this hummus, Thomas. Key lime pie for Amara. Everybody eats when they come to my house. I'll make your favorite dishes, hoping that good food thrills ya. Work my hands to the bone in the kitchen alone. You better eat till it fills ya. Hey, this is a party, Marty. Have some more okra, Deepak Chopra. Here comes dessert, Ernie and Bert. Everybody eats when they come to my house. Yes, everybody eats when they come to my house. Oh, here you are again, my favorite little old lady fairy godmother, and once you were dressed up like a witch.
That's right. I have had many personas.
Oh, that's a big word, persona. Good for you. Do you have any jokes for us today about food? Because our program is called Food, Glorious Food. Well, yeah, that's the name of it. Got any jokes?
Yes, I do. The first joke is, what did the baby corn say to the mama corn?
No idea.
Where's popcorn?
You really cracked yourself up, didn't you? Got another one?
Okay. What's the best thing to put into a pizza?
Oh. Pepperoni?
No.
How about cheese?
No.
Okay. What is the best thing to put into a pizza?
Your teeth.
Okay. Give us another one.
What kind of keys do kids like?
I bet I know this one. Monkeys.
No.
Car keys?
No.
Okay. What kind of keys do kids like?
Cookies.
Okay, calm down. Now, you have just one more, right? Just one more. Okay, just one more.
Okay, just one more. What do you call a peanut in a space suit?
Can any of you kids out there guess that one?
I don't know. An astronaut.
Oh, that was good. They were all good jokes. Will you come back soon and tell us more jokes?
Yes, I will.
Good. Tell everybody goodbye.
Goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye. The title of this book is The Princess and the Pizza, and it was written by Mary Jane and Herm Alk. I know you're going to like this book because it's really funny, one of my favorites. Princess Paulina needed a job. Her father had given up his throne to become a wood carver and move them to a humble shack in a neighboring kingdom. Since the king was still learning, his carvings didn't sell, and Paulina's garden barely kept enough on the table. Paulina missed princessing. She missed walking the peacock in the royal garden, surveying the kingdom from the castle tower, and doing the princess wave in royal processions. Paulina tried walking a stray chicken around the shack, but it only pecked at her bare toes. Surveying the kingdom from the shack's leaky roof made even more holes. She tried princess waving to the townspeople from her father's cart, but nobody bothered to wave back. They just thought she was swatting at flies. One day, a page rode past the shack, announcing that Queen Zelda of Blom was seeking a true princess to become the bride of her son, Prince Drupert. "This is my chance to get back to princessing," Paulina cried. She rummaged through her trunk of ex-princess stuff, brushed the wood shavings from her best ball gown, and blew away the bits of sawdust that clung to her diamond tiara. Then she tucked a piece of garlic into her bodice for good luck, snipped some fragrant herbs to cover up the garlic smell, and headed for the castle. Paulina didn't expect much competition. There wasn't another princess for hundreds of miles. But when she got to Blom Castle, Paulina found she was only one of 12 princesses, hoping to become the royal bride. When she looked into her assigned room, Paulina saw her bed piled with 16 mattresses. Oh, for Pete's sake, the old princess and the pea trick. That's so once upon a time. Naturally, Paulina didn't sleep all night because she felt the lumpy pee through all of the mattresses. When the 12 princesses gathered in the throne room the next morning, the 7 who looked bright-eyed were sent home. Now only Paulina and 4 other sleepy princesses remained. First, they were made to write essays entitled, "Why I Want to Have the Gracious and Exquisitely Beautiful Queen Zelda for My Mother-in-Law." Prince Drupert and Queen Zelda finally appeared on the balcony. Queen Zelda did all the talking. "Congratulations, ladies. You have written some lovely essays, which I will keep in my scrapbook. And you have all passed the mattress test. But to make absolutely sure you are of royal blood, there is a second test. Only a true princess can wear these glass slippers." "For Pete's sake, haven't you ever heard of sneakers?" Paulina asked. Queen Zelda gave Paulina a sharp look. "Nobody said you had to hike in them. Just try them on." After the royal page made his way around the room with the slippers, 2 big-footed princesses were sent home. Now only Paulina and 2 others remained. One was followed around by 7 strange little men, and the other had such a long braid dragging behind her, Paulina kept tripping over it. "For Pete's sake, you never heard of scissors?" Paulina cried. Queen Zelda glared at Paulina. "You have all passed the second princess test. Your final task is to cook a feast that proves you worthy of being my dear Drupert's wife." This set up a wail among the princesses, especially Paulina. "For Pete's sake, you have no royal chef?" "Silence," said the queen. "The table holds the makings for 3 fine feasts. Choose well, for the winner will become my dear Drupert's bride." As Paulina started for the table, the long-haired princess tripped her, then loaded up with food. By the time Paulina got there, the 7 strange little men had run off with everything but just some flour, yeast, water, 3 overripe tomatoes, and a hunk of stale cheese. "Hey, that's not fair. Queen Zelda, will you help me?" "No," said the queen, "because you have a big mouth." What was Zelda going to do with so few ingredients? A servant escorted Paulina to her room and locked the door. "Hey, how can I cook without a bowl or spoons or pots?" There was no reply. Paulina tried to make bread, kneading the flour, water, and yeast together, but it only stuck to the tray in a flattened mess. She squished the tomatoes over the dough to brighten it up, but it looked awful. She sprinkled cheese gratings over the top. It was still a mess, and Paulina was exhausted. "For Pete's sake, where's your fairy godmother when you need her? I'm going to take a nap." She reached under the pile of mattresses, pulled out the offending pea, and climbed into bed. She hadn't been sleeping long when there was a knock at the door. "Only 20 minutes left," called Queen Zelda. "I don't smell anything cooking." "I'm not cooking," said Paulina. "I'm napping, then I'm going home." "You're not going anywhere," said the queen. "The losers will be beheaded." Paulina sat bolt upright. "Beheaded? You didn't tell us that." "I forgot. said the queen. "Can't I have a second chance? How about I try to spin straw into gold? Or maybe I could guess a weird little man's name?" "No second chances," said the queen. "But that's not fair," Paulina cried. "Who needs to be fair? I'm the queen." Paulina leaped out of bed and ran to the window, but it was an unbelievably long drop to the ground. The meal was her only hope. She rushed the tray over to the fireplace, stirred the few remaining hot coals, then crushed her garlic and sprinkled it over the mess for good luck. Finally, Paulina tossed on the herbs to cover up the garlic smell. Paulina paced back and forth, planning her escape. Perhaps she could make a deal with the long-haired princess to climb down her braid. She didn't notice that the goopy dough had browned into a crust. The tomatoes were bubbling. The hard bits of cheese had melted, and the fragrance of garlic and herbs filled the room. A page opened the door. "Time's up!" Paulina took a deep breath and carried her tray into the great dining room. The other princesses had made lovely feasts, especially the one who had the 7 strange little men to help her. Prince Drupert went right to Paulina's tray. "It's not pretty, but it smells scrumptious." He helped himself to an unusually generous piece. "What do you call this dish?" Paulina shrugged. "I don't know." "It can't be an official entry in the contest if it doesn't have a name," said the queen. "Oh, for Pete's sake," Paulina muttered. "What's that?" snapped the queen. "Pete's what?" Remembering the beheading threat, Paulina frantically tried to think of a name. "It's Pete's... Pizza?" The queen took a big bite. "Odd name, but it's tasty. The winner is Paulina's Pizza." "You mean I won't be beheaded?" "I was only kidding about that," said the queen. "Then I was only kidding about wanting to marry Prince Drupert. Who needs him? I have other plans." "Will you leave your recipe?" asked the queen. "No way," said Paulina. "It's just become a family secret." She headed for the door. "I liked you best," whined the queen, following close behind. "Oh, for Pete's sake," muttered Paulina as she stomped across the drawbridge. Princess Paulina's Pizza Palace opened a few weeks later. It featured unusual carved furniture and 50 kinds of pizza. Today's special: butterscotch broccoli pizza, pickle parsnip pizza, chocolate chicken pizza, rosemary rhubarb pizza, and avocado apricot pizza. Every Thursday, on the royal chef's night off, Queen Zelda and Prince Drupert came to Paulina's for popcorn pineapple pizza. They often stayed to play cards with Paulina's father. From then on, whenever Paulina drove her pizza delivery cart through town, doing the princess wave, everybody waved back and ran after her, asking about the day's specials. Life was good. Paulina was grateful not to have Queen Zelda for a mother-in-law, but she still worried about one little thing. She worried about Queen Zelda as her stepmother. What if she married my father? And that is the story of the princess and the pizza. There was a princess made a pie, and pizza was its name. Oh, P-I-Z-Z-A, 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 and pizza was its name. Oh, there was a princess made a pie, pizza was its name. Oh, I-Z-Z-A, 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 and pizza was its name. Oh, there was a princess made a pie, and pizza was its name. Oh, Z-Z-A, 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 and pizza was its name. Oh, there was a princess made a pie, and pizza was its name. Oh, Z-A, 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 and pizza was its name. Oh, there was a princess made a pie, and pizza was its name. Oh, A, 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 and pizza was its name. Oh, there was a princess made a pie, and pizza was its name. Oh, and pizza was its name. Oh. Now the craft that you who are watching the video can do at home, and those who come on Thursday at 4 o'clock can make them at the library. These are examples of place cards for your Thanksgiving dinner table. This one has a sticker on it with a squirrel holding a nut, and it says Ben. And this one is one that a child made by coloring with markers all around the edges and then drawing flowers on it and putting the name Becky. So you can do it either way. I will have the cards for you, and I will have lots and lots of Thanksgiving stickers and markers, so if you want to do it the artistic way on your own, you can do that. And ask your mom before you come to the library who all is going to be at your table, in case there's some guests or relatives coming that you weren't aware of. Thank you so much for listening to our program, Food, Glorious Food, today. I hope you have a very happy Thanksgiving. And I want to tell you, next Thursday, we have a program. Well, next Thursday is Thanksgiving Day. But the Thursday after that, we have a program about Hanukkah. Oh, Hanukkah, come light the menorah. Let's have a party, we'll all dance a hora. We're going to make latkes, which are potato pancakes. Okay, thanks so much. Goodbye.